minimum because this is like a very simple and easy subject. So I know you all guys have been studying, and best of luck for that too. So if there are any questions, try to write them in the chat box. And if I ask you guys questions, so please also give answers in the chat box so we can interact. So, and also, if there are any scenarios, if there are any concepts that you guys are not like, I was not able to make you guys understand it, so you can like contact me through WhatsApp or email or anything. So, let's start from the first topic that we have is the musculoskeletal system. Now, I want you all to just imagine if I ask you to like stand up or like sit. So, what are the systems that you guys think are required in our body so we can like perform a task? What are the systems? Anyone? Okay. Uh, so, there are basically three systems in our body that are very important for the. Yes, Amira, that's right. Skeletal system and the muscular system. Without these two systems, we cannot move. There is no movement, there is no structure of our body. And there is another system called nervous system that controls everything that is happening inside our body. So there are three systems, like combined, they are combined and wait a minute. Yes, and they are responsible for the movement that is happening inside our body. So, the first one is the skeletal system. What it does, it provides you support and it acts as a lever for the movement. So, we can perform a movement, we can move. While the second system is the muscular system. The muscular system provides support and it helps in the movement of the body and the internal organs as well. Then we have the nervous system. Without nervous system, there is no movement because what the nervous system do, it controls, it gives commands and instructions to the whole body. So this slide can help you guys to write answers in the in your exams. So these are the basic functions all these three systems perform. Now we are going to look at each system individually. What are their roles? What are their responsibilities? What are their like structure and everything? Okay. So first we have the muscular system. Now, the muscular system, what the muscular system do is, without, imagine what your body would look like without muscles and no muscles. It would be just a skeleton, it would be just bones, and without bones we cannot move. Why? Because the muscles provide support, they provide force to the bones so the body can move. And not only the, not we can like physically move, but our internal organs can also move. How? Like in the physical activity, we can say we can walk, stand, run, or anything physically. It is because of the muscular system. And internally, for example, in the digestive system, the digestive, like the whole process, the food going inside our body, then it is like from the stomach to intestine to the excretory organ. It is it all involves movement, and that movement can only happen because of the muscles that are happening inside our body, that are present in the body. So the muscular system is very responsible for the movement of the body. It helps us maintain the posture and the balance, and we would not be able to stand, walk, run, or anything properly without the muscles. So there are three types of muscles basically: skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and then we have the cardiac muscles. Why do you guys think there are three types of muscles when it could be like any one kind of muscle can be, it should be enough for every function in our body? Why do you guys think there is a requirement for different type of muscles in our body? Yes. For us to live, yes. Yes, cardiac muscle is for heart. Thank you, Amira. So basically, in our body, there are different functions that are like happening at the same time. When different functions are involved, we need different type of yes to perform different functions. Harun, yes, absolutely right. So uh, let's look into the different type of muscles. First, we have the skeletal muscle. Now, as the name is suggesting, the muscle that is attached to the bones, that is attached to the skeleton. And one thing about the skeletal muscles are that we are able to control these muscles. How? Just right now when you are typing the text, when you are like holding the phone, or if you are writing down something, what are you doing? You are using the your hand, and there are muscles in the hand as well, and they are attached to the bones. So any muscle that is attached to your bones, that is attached to your skeleton, is called the skeletal muscles. However, these muscles do get tired because we are performing different activities, and they need constant rest, which we can get from every night's 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Okay, and this image shows how the skeletal muscles look like. Okay, next we have the smooth muscles. Now, the smooth muscles, as compared to the skeletal muscles, are not in our control. Why? Because they are found in the internal organs. Can you guys tell me that are you able to control your stomach, or are you able to control your blood vessels or heart? Can you guys control it? Yes, absolutely. We cannot. So these are the muscles, the smooth muscles, which are not in our control, which are involuntary muscles. They work their own on their own. They perform their task, and they do not get tired. So these are the like their abilities or their functions as the smooth muscles, right? And then we have the cardiac muscles. As I guess Amira, yes, Amira said, the cardiac word specifically in the biological environment is used for the heart. So, whenever the cardiac muscles, those muscles that are attached to the heart, are called cardiac muscles. Okay, so as the name is suggesting, cardiac, so these are only found in the heart, and again we cannot control our heart. So these are the involuntary muscles, which means we cannot control them, we cannot control the activity of these muscles. And they helps in beating, pumping the blood, and we all know that it starts from the day we are born till the day we are going to die. So these does not get tired at all. So these are the three types of muscles which are found in your body. Now, how does muscle works? So it is very important to know that how our muscles are actually working in our body. So there are two things that I want you all to remember. One is they work in pairs. There are always two muscles present. Whenever the one muscle is going to contract, the other one will relax. And in the same way, when one of them relaxes, the other one contract. And in this way, they pull the bones. And when they pull the bones, the movement happen. Then we can we can walk, we can use our hands, we can run. Any activity can happen when the muscles contract and relaxes. Okay. If, for example, you guys can like perform this activity right now as well. It, like uh, place your arm in this scenario, in this position, and you guys can see that this upper muscle, which we call the bicep, whenever you are like clenching your hand and everything, the bicep will contract means it will be a bit hard, it will be uh, like in a hard is texture. While on the opposite, the pair of this muscle, which is the tricep, it will relax. Why? Because the muscles work this way. Whenever first one contracts, the other one will relax. And if you like leave your arm again, Then the bicep will now it has become softer, and it has why? Because it has now relaxed. And on the other hand, the tricep has become slightly contract. It is now a bit hard. You guys can like do it right now and tell me if it actually is working, because this is how the muscles anywhere can work. Okay. Next we have structure of the muscles. Now, how the muscles or what the muscles are made from. Obviously, cells, tissues, and everything. But the major thing about these muscles is these are made from the fibers. Now, I will show you guys a picture of how the fiber looks like so you guys can have an idea. Okay, so this right here is a single fiber, which is we called myofibril. Okay, and this like form a single cell, and these cells are joined together to form a fiber, and all of these fibers, when they are joined together, they form a muscle. Okay, so the muscles are usually made from the fibers, and the fibers are in the form of bundles, which means there are a hundred and thousands of fibers present in a muscle, right? And what it does, they help in strong movement of the body. Okay, any questions so far? Am I going too fast, or is this pace okay for everyone? Okay, all clear, right? Thank you. Okay, so let's move forward. Now, since the muscles are made from fibers, there are two types of fibers. One is called the fast twitch fibers, and the other one is called the slow twitch fibers. So, all both type of fibers are present in a human's body, but it differs in terms of ratio. Maybe in one person there are fast twitch fibers more, and then in the other person the slow twitch fibers are in more quantity as compared to the fast twitch fibers. So this picture will help you guys to like also memorize the difference between the slow and fast twitch fibers. So the fast twitch fibers are basically they help in speed. They provide speed and power. Like with the help of the fast twitch fibers, we can perform the those activities which require burst of energy, like a bunch of energy at the same time. For example, the sprinters, okay? And it is anaerobic, which means I will explain the anaerobic and aerobic term later as well. But this means that they do not require any oxygen, and which is why they are paler in color, okay? On the other hand, the slow twitch fibers are aerobic, which means they require oxygen. They work with oxygen, which is why they are red in color. And the slow twitch fibers, the muscles which are made from the slow twitch fibers, help in the activities that are slow paced. For example, walking or marathons. Marathons are like for kilometers and very like so long. So they help in using the energy in like a very slow paced, which is why the slow twitch fibers does not get tired very easily or very quickly. And on the other hand, the fast twitch fibers, they can get tired very like quickly. So I want you all to like give me an example of the fast twitch fiber activity and slow twitch fiber activity. What do you guys think would be an example? It could be like you guys can give me from any exercise. Example, what kind of exercise can be like is involved the fast twitch fibers, or what kind of activity involves the slow twitch fibers? No, anyone? Yes, weightlifting. Weightlifting comes under the fast twitch fibers because it requires your burst of energy at the same time, and you can get tired like very quickly. So in this way you guys can like recall and remember the difference. Okay, let's move forward. Now, this was all from the muscular system. Any question in the muscular system topic? Anything you guys can ask at the end as well. But if there is anything or any concept that was not that you guys were not able to understand, you guys can tell me right now. Okay. Now, think what your body would look like without bones. If there was no bone in your body, no bone, and only the muscular system and let's say the nervous system, what do you think your body would look like? Well, it will look like this image because the bones. Amira, I asked that what your body would look like without any bones. Like the skeleton are the bones, right? So if there are no bones in your body, then your body would look like this, just bunch of muscles, and they have no structure, they have no like support, there is no balance because the bones provide balance, they provide support, and they create a structure. Okay, so okay, before moving forward, I want you all to like give me an answer. What do you guys think? How many bones are present in a human body? This is a simple question. Every person I think should know this. Yes, 2002, I'm sorry, 206. But do you guys know how many bones are present in a newborn's baby body? When a child is born, how many bones are present? Okay, good guess to 210. Another guess, anyone? 270. Okay, Harun is like near the answer, but take another guess, guys. 300. Yes. Hamdia, am I pronouncing your name right? Yes, there are 300 bones present in a newborn's baby, which, however, they like develop into the structure of a like when they get mature, they develop more. Okay, so now there are different bones, 200 bones, every 206 bones, and every bone is responsible for their own functions. They have their own task. For example, first we have the skull. The skull protects the brain. The brain, as we all know, is the softest organ in the body and it can get damaged very easily. So the skull protects our brain. Okay. Then we have the ribs. The ribs protects the heart and the lungs and the other bodily organs, and they also like provide you a support, a structure, right? Then we have the femur. The femur is like present in your upper limbs, as you all can see, it is the long bone and it helps in carrying your body weight. Okay, it is strong enough to carry a person's body weight and it helps in walking as well, right? Then we have the bone marrow. Inside the bone, there are bone marrows, okay? And these bone marrows are responsible for making blood cells, either be white blood cells, which are like responsible for the immunity, red blood cells, and then the platelets, okay? So these are some example of the bones and their functions, what they protect, what they do. Now we have classification of bones. Now there are different types of bones again according to their functions. First we have the long bone as as present in your upper arms or in your upper limbs. What they do is they provide a support, or we are like in this classification we are just identifying the types of bones which are present in our body. Okay, so there are long bones, then we have the short bones. The short bones are present in, like, as you guys can see, it is present here in your palm. Then we have the flat bones. The flat bones are present in around your, like, the ribs and the structure, so they can protect the other organ areas. And then we have the irregular bones. The irregular bones are like of the hip areas or the vertebra, and all of these bones, they have their own specific functions. They have their own task. They either protect the organs, they either protect like your whole body, your muscles, or they can like provide you support, or they help you in movement, right? So since we are talking about the musculoskeletal system, so they help like attaching the muscles, supporting the muscles, protecting the muscles, and helping in the movement of the body. Okay. Hmm. Now, there are different type of joints in our body, because as you guys can see, there are different bones present, 206 bones, and they need to be attached to each other. So, and now obviously there are different bones, so there would be different type of joints as well, right? So, first we have this hinge joint. I hope these animations will help you guys to understand how these joints actually work. So, the hinge bone joint, actually it moves like a door. This image can help you guys as well. Like it closes like that, right? And this animation is also moving in this motion. So it moves like a door, and it is present in the knee and elbow. So you guys can have an idea like how this bone is moving, and in your own body where this bone is used for this particular movement. Obviously this movement is required for the walking or for the like bending, so it is present in the knee area and in the elbow. Next, we have the ball and socket joint. The ball and socket joint is can move in all the directions, right? And in your body, what are the areas, what are the bones that can move in all direction? It is the shoulders, okay? So it is the second type, which is called the ball and socket joint, and it can move in all direction. Are these animation helping you guys to understand well? Okay, nice. Next, we have the pivot joint. Now, the pivot joint helps to turn our head. It is present in this particular area, right? So we can like move our head in left or right direction or up and down direction, right? So this particular joint is present in the back, in like supporting the skull as well, and helps in the movement of your head, right? Next, we have the gliding joint. As the name is suggesting, that this joint is gliding onto something. Okay, so the bones are sliding over each other. As this image is also showing that these joints are in this, like they perform their functions in this way, that they glides or they slide onto each other. And these are present in the wrist and ankle joint, because these bones, they are smaller bones and they slide onto each other. So these were the examples of these were the types of the joints and the type of bones which are present in our body. Any question regarding this topic as well? Anyone? So they are not attached to each others. Are you talking about the bones or are you talking about the joints? So the bones are present and they are attached to each other with the help of joints. Because obviously, if the joints are not present, the bones would not be attached to each other and we might not be able to work properly, or there would be no purpose of having a skeleton if there are no joints. So, joint helps in the attachment of bones. If is that like, is does it clear your concept, Harun? Okay. So, okay, nice. Let's move towards our nervous system. There are three systems. Remember, recall that there are three systems which are present in our body. Muscular system. These three systems are various. There are various systems present in our body, but there are these three particular systems helps in the movement of the body, right? Along with other functions. First was the muscular system. Then we had this skeletal system. Now if there is no nervous system, then there would be no movement at all. Okay, so if your brain goes on holiday for 5 minutes, what do you think will happen? Anyone? If like your brain shuts down for even for like 2 to 3 minutes, what do you guys think will happen? Yes, obviously, because the brain controls every activity, and even when your brain goes like when your brain shuts down, there would be no activity. Like if you would be in coma and there is no like other solution as well. So the nervous system is very important for our body as well. Now the nervous system is basically divided into two categories. The first one is central nervous system. Okay, now the name, I want you guys to like consider the and like understand the concept on the basis of their names, right? Now the central refers to like the center of something, the main area. So the central nervous system is consist of brain and then the spinal cord. Okay, so brain is the actual head and it control every activity, everything that is going inside our body, and then the brain is then attached to the spinal cord. Okay, then we have the second category is the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is consist of ganglion and the nerves. Now the ganglion are basically the spinal cord is further, like there are branches, there are nerves that are coming out of the spinal cord to like give the instruction and to receive the sensory organs and everything. So these branches that are first divided are called the ganglion, and there are further like divided into like sub branches. These are called nerves. Okay, so give me a minute, guys. Right. Now, there are three types of neurons: sensory neurons, motor neurons, and the interneurons. You guys again try to remember these things by their names. The sensory neurons, they carry the signals from the sensory receptors to the brain. Any Give me an example of the sensory receptors that are inside our body or that is present in our body. Sensory receptors. What are sensory receptors? How many senses does a human body have? Brain. So, okay, Amira, basically, the sensory neurons, what they actually do is they collect the information from where we have senses: touch, hear, hearing, and seeing, and these taste. So, these are the type of sensory receptors. The sensory neurons, they collect the information from these receptors. For example, from the if our hands gets burned or gets near something warm, so the receptors in the hand, they sends the signal to the brain. So these receptors, these neurons are called the sensory neurons. Okay, then we have the motor neurons. When the sensory neuron, they send the signals to the brain. Now brain is going to give some instruction. The brain is going to give some command. For example, if the again we take the example of touching something warm, so the brain is going to give command to remove your hand from the object. So the instruction or the command that gets carried from the brain to the again to the area where it was like there is a movement required, for example to any muscle or to any gland, then it is called, those neurons are called the motor neurons. Okay. And then we have the interneurons. The interneurons actually process the information within the brain and the spinal cords. Okay, so from the brain, the instruction from the brain to the spinal cord, it gets through with the help of interneurons. Did you guys get this concept? Was it clear? Okay, great. So, uh, there are aerobic and anaerobic systems. Now, this image will guide you guys in the exams as well, and this, like the exercising image, is very helpful. The anaerobic exercise, again, we studied in the fast twitch fibers, the anaerobic system is required, right? So it works without the oxygen, and it is used for those activities that are for the shorter duration of time but they require a huge burst of energy, or fast activities. For example, the weightlifting or 30 seconds max sprint on a Zolt bike, or 3 rep max deadlift. So these are the examples that require your energy but for a shorter period of time. So this is called the anaerobic system, right? But again, it causes muscle fatigue because our muscles get tired for such quick and fast or high intensity workout or exercises. So they can get tired very easily. While as comparison to this, we have the aerobic system. Now, whatever you learn in the anaerobic is opposite in the aerobic system. The aerobic works with the oxygen. It produces more energy, but for the exercises or for the activities that are for shorter duration of time, for the longer duration of time, like for a longer duration of time you have to run, but on a slow paced, less energy is required. So in such exercises, the aerobic system is used. Okay. And again, it is similar as in it was in the slow twitched fibers. The less energy is used, the muscle does not get tired very quickly or very rapidly, so we can perform our activities for a longer duration of time. Okay. Okay, this was it from the topic of musculoskeletal. If there's anything you guys didn't understand, let me know. Also, did you guys solve the dudes which I shared in the group? Did you guys solve it before? None of you guys solve it. So let's do it right now, okay? Can you guys see the screen? Okay, let's solve. I will like ask you guys question. So answer in the chat box, and remember that they have we are noticing which members are which students are very active. So try to be active, okay? So since we have completed the musculoskeletal system, I'm going to ask you guys questions about it. Okay. So, can you move without bones? Such a simple question. No, obviously. So, can muscles move without the brain? No, right. Do all muscles work under your control? No, right. Which type of muscle was in our control? Which type of muscles were in our control? There were three types of muscles, right? Yes, skeletal muscles in our control. Amira, smooth muscles are of internal organ, right? So we cannot control in our internal organ, and we cannot control the smooth muscles. So let's move towards the next question. Which three systems work together to make your body move? Skeletal, digestive, and nervous. Muscular, skeletal, and nervous. Yes. Yes, option 2. Other systems are also required for proper functioning of the body, but particularly for the movement of the body, muscular, skeletal, and nervous systems are required. Now, which type of muscle is found in the heart and never gets tired? Cardiac muscles. Very good. You guys got the concept right. When we want to move a bone, muscle must work in group of four, pairs, singles, or three. Pairs, right? When one contract and the other one relaxes. Every muscle in our body works in form of pairs, okay? Now, the next question, the joint in your elbow and knee that moves like a door is called a hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, fixed joint, right? Hinge joint. Good work, everyone. What is the name of energy our muscle use to move? So I basically wanted to, oh, great, Harun. I wanted to add this concept in the slides as well, but the energy for the muscle movement is that is required is the ATP. Very good, Amira and Harun. So in the tubes, I added the classification of the bone so you guys can like for a shorter reminder or recall, you guys can go through it. Next we have yes. Okay. Look at this diagram of the arm below. And when you lift your arm, the bicep, which is the top muscle, does it contract or relaxes? When your arm is in, yes, contracts. And the tricep, on the other hand, at the same time, what does it do? Does it relaxes or contracts? Yes, very good. Very good. Manal, Harun, Amira, very good. Right. Okay. Next we have muscles can only pull, they cannot push. Use this fact to explain why they work in pairs. You guys can only tell me in yes or no. Does the muscle can only pull or they can push as well? Or they can only pull, they cannot push the bones. Okay. So basically, Amira, the muscles can only pull the bones. They cannot push the bones, right? So when they pull the bones, they like then a movement is performed. So remember this thing that the muscles can only pull, they cannot push. Okay. Well, again, what is the energy currency needed for these muscles to work? Does anyone know answer of this question? You guys just gave yes, rune ATP, right? Good, good. Where in the bone are blood cells made? Bone marrow. Okay, nice. You guys like were listening properly. Now this is like an instructional dude, how your brain talks to your muscles. First, the sensory neurons. The sensory neurons were responsible for what? Does anyone remember? Okay, so the sensory neurons, they collect the information. The sensory neurons, they collect the information and they send it to the brain. Okay, how they send it to the brain? They use, yes, send information to the brain. They use the interneurons, which are like in between the sensory neurons and the brain and the spinal cord. They send the information to the interneurons. Then the interneurons send the information to the brain. Yes, okay. And the motor neurons, they collect the command, they collect the instruction from the brain back to the interneurons and then to the sensory area where the movement or where the instruction or command is required. Okay. So this image will also help you guys in identifying there are two types of nervous system in our body, central and the peripheral nervous system. Okay. Next, which neuron is responsible for carrying a command from the brain to the muscle? Yes, motor neuron, correct. If your brain is the boss, which system act as the wires to send the messages? Skeletal muscle, digestive system, nervous system. Very good. Then last, I guess it is the last one. What happens if connection between a motor neuron and the muscle is broken? The muscle will grow stronger. The muscle will not receive the signal to move. The sensory neuron will do work. Yes, second, the muscle will not receive the signal to move because the connection between is broken. So, do you guys want a break or shall we continue because less slides are left? So, if you guys want to continue with the nutrition topic, then we can continue. And I will give you guys break at the end so you guys can have a longer break, okay? Okay, Amira is saying we shall continue. I am cool with continuing. Great. You guys are here to study. Wow. Okay. Our second topic is let us consume nutritious food. Okay, Hamdia. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the names right. So let us consume a nutritious food for a healthy life. So I want you all to answer me this question. Why do we need food? Why is why there is a requirement for the food to get energy, right? And to survive. Yes. And anyone else? And do different biological process in our body to not die. Yes, obviously. Okay, you guys are all right. And obviously, to survive, we need the food. The first thing is we need energy to like for every movement. We cannot even lift a single finger if we do not have the energy, and energy comes from the food. And Amira was right to get the energy. Then for the growth and repair, there are several cells in our body. There are several like functions that are performing, and several cells gets like they gets broken, they gets developed for the growth and repair for overall body, for like our bones repairment, for the growth of bones and everything. The food is required because food gives the energy. And lastly, protection. Food helps us to prevent from diseases so we cannot die early, as the Harun said. Okay, so what is food security? Basically, there are four pillars of food security. Uh, uh, Firstly, the concept was that if a person have enough food to like cover a day, for a day they have enough food, then it is food security. But now the concept is evolving, and we are considering there are four major pillars that are involved in the food security, which are availability, accessibility, utilization, and stability, which is that a person, a particular human being, they have access financially and socially. Like they have the food is in their financial limit, and in their near area they have access to the food so they can buy it. The food is available in their area, and not only the junk food but healthy nutritious food is available in their area, right? Then utilization, the person is basically able to use the food for their energy to consume to any purpose, but they are able to utilize it. And lastly, stability, that it is not in a way that a person have a nutritious healthy food in for one day, and other day they are like they are not having any meal. So the stability of food is also very important. So these are the four pillars of the food security. And also, to have healthy food, we should always wash the food before eating. Even if you are buying from the market or anything, make sure to wash it, because the environment is not as clean as we think, and we need to eat healthy food. Then keep the cooked food covered. There are several bacteria and viruses, and when the food is not covered, they can like easily get into it, grow, and then when we eat, we get like diarrhea and every food related disease. And the last thing is to avoid the expired food. Uh, why do we need to avoid the expired food? Isn't it similar to the other food as well? Why should we expire? Why should we not eat that expired food? Well, basically because yes, it will become poisonous. Yes, obviously. The food contains, usually the packaged food contains chemicals and everything. So after some time limit, they can become poisonous, and they can like health affect your health in a way that you can get sick. There are several diseases which are related to food, and you can get them. Okay. Now, for a person to have a good health, they need to have a balanced diet. Have you guys heard about the term macronutrients and micronutrients? Have you guys heard about it? Macro and micronutrients? Yes, okay. Then tell me, what are macronutrients? What are macronutrients basically? The nutrients taken in large amount. Yes, and micronutrients? Yes, carbohydrates, the micronutrients taken in small amount. Yes, as the name is suggesting, right? Micronutrients you need to take in the small amounts. Yes, obviously, the macronutrients are the ones that we need, that our body needs in larger amounts, while the micronutrients are the ones that the body need, but a very small amount of it. And the examples of macronutrients are carbs, protein, and fat, while for the micronutrients is the vitamin and minerals basically, but the water is also essential for the hydration and proper functioning of the body. So there is a concept for the healthy eating. They say that consume colorful food. The more colorful your food looks like the vegetables and the fruits, the more nutrients you are consuming, because they have a concept, the scientists and the like, they have a concept that the more colorful the fruit is, the more nutrients it contain. Okay, so if anyone wants to like consume healthy diet, they can switch to this idea as well. And remember that portion control is very important. Now, portion control does not necessarily mean that you have to stop overeating, but it also means that you have to stop under eating as well. Because as in the same scenario, we have people with obesity, and like they are getting fat because of overconsumption. There are several human beings that are like facing challenges because they are not consuming enough food, even if they have the finances and everything. So portion control in both the scenarios is very important. Now, to like make you guys to make it easy for you guys to understand that what type of minerals and micro and micronutrients are required in our body, I like try to come up with the mnemonics if it helps. As the first one we have VFAM. It is easier for you guys to recall in the paper while you are writing or anything. Okay, so first we have VFAM. V stands for vitamins, F stands for fiber, A stands for antioxidants, and M stands for minerals. VFAM. It includes all of these four things are present in the vegetables and fruits. Okay, so this is an image. I hope this image will help you guys to have an idea that what type of food contains which uh, nutrients. So antioxidants are basically they are they act as a superhero. Okay, so in your body they act as a superhero. They protect us from the damage which is caused by the outer, like the foreign bodies. So basically they are similar as the other micronutrients, but they protect your cells. Okay, does it clear your concept, Harun? Okay, great. So just remember that they protect yourself from damages. So these are the images. The first one is the vitamin rich food. So the vitamin K is present in the cauliflowers and tomatoes. The vitamin U is present in the capsicum and bananas. So this image will like give an idea of what type of vitamins are present in what type of foods, right? Then we have the dietary fiber rich food, VFAM, right? So V stands for vitamin. These are the type of vitamins and the food these vitamin contains. And then F, fiber rich food. So it is inside pear, broccoli, I guess these are cherries. So these food contain the fibers. Then we had the antioxidants. Now, if you guys have a question in exam and they ask you what are the food that contain the antioxidant, remember the berries, the raspberries, blueberries. These contain the antioxidants. However, these all contain antioxidants, but for you guys to easy to remember that berries contain the antioxidants. Okay. Then we have VFAM M, mineral rich food. The minerals are usually in the green vegetables, cucumber, lettuce, arugula, broccoli, zucchini, so and other items as well. So there is one more thing about the fruits and vegetables, that even a single fruit or a single vegetable can contain different type of nutrients. So which is why the studies have shown that it is very healthy for us to consume fruits and vegetables with every meal, because they contain different type of macro and micronutrients, right? So the next food group we have is the PB3. Now, VFAM and then PB3. The P stands for protein, B stands for B12, and 3 stands for the three micronutrients which are very essential for the body: iron, zinc, and the amino acids. Okay, we are not going into the details, but this picture will help you guys what type of food contain PB3. Protein, I guess the boys will know the protein is in the meat and eggs. Then the B12 is in the eggs and other things. And all these three micronutrients are also contained in all of these fruits which are shown in this image. Okay. Next, we have a very important portion which is carb. You guys can remember carb as a core, which is such a similar to the concept that brain is the core of a human body. The carbs are core of the energy. Okay, so carb provides the basic energy source, and it like energizes, it gives fuel to the brain. And carb is found in the bread, in the pastas, in the rice. And I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys have roti in Sri Lanka? Because in Pakistan we cannot live without rotis. So do you guys have it too? Oh, okay, have it. Okay, great. So I hope these mnemonics will help you guys to recall the balanced diet. And then we have the D bone. Now, again, non rotis. Okay, that's great. I didn't know that. I thought the rotis were just for um, Pakistanis and Indians. Okay, so next we have the D bone, or D, similar to the dairy products. The dairy products are very, very important for the calcium, and calcium is important for the bone strength. Because as you guys can also like relate to this thing, whenever our elders get tired, the doctors prescribe them with the calcium supplements, because the bones are weak and they need this calcium. And calcium is found in the milk, in the cheese, in the yogurt. Okay, and it is very important. Then we have the fats. Now, again, there is a concept that we have, that fat is not good. Fat is essential for our body, it provides a basic source of energy. But the thing is, it is required in a very tiny amount, and that too, the healthy fats, not the like the junk food fat. We need healthy fats, okay, for the proper functioning, for the proper growth of our body. And that fat can be found in the olive oil, in the tofu, in dairy, fatty fishes, olives. These type of things contains the healthy fat that will not help you, that will like does that will not increase your weight, will not make you obese, but instead they will help you in your like growth and your body functioning properly. So and there is one more thing I wanted you guys to remember, that healthy eating does not mean that you have to like stop the junk food and everything. It just means that having healthy diet, you guys can have the junk food, the burger, pizzas and everything, but in a limited way. The energy drinks, the soft sodas and everything, you guys can have it, but limited, because overconsumption of anything would be bad. Even of the healthy items, the overconsumption can be bad, but that is in a rare cases. Okay. So any question in this topic, anyone? Also, do you guys want me to share the PPT with you in the group, so it will helpful for you to recall later? Okay, okay. I will share this PPT, and just go through it. And that is basically, that is it from the presentation and from the like lecture and session. For there are certain tips I wanted to give you guys to regarding the regarding your exams. Uh, See, the health subject is very simple. It is very simple, and it is not complicated. All you need to do is, whenever you are stuck in a question, think about your own self. Because since I'm from Pakistan, but I went through the past papers of the health subject, and most of them were scenario based. So, uh, remember, consider yourself in that situation. If they are like, if it is about something in activity, so consider yourself performing that activity, and do not like overcomplicate things. Do not like make things complex for you. Just keep it simple, and it will be easier for you guys, right? And best of luck, everyone. Shall we do the tudes of the nutrition as well? I think there are only few questions, so let's do it, okay? Hmm. Okay, I want you all to be active again. Okay, so the first question is, why does the human body require a continuous supply of the food? Should I ask the people who are answering or someone else? I guess everyone is answering. Okay. To provide energy, help growth, and protect from the disease. Very good. Harun and Hamdia. Yes, Manal. The second option is correct. The student wants to ensure they have a balanced diet. What should their plate look like? Only carbohydrate for the fast energy, only protein. Three, a mix of carbs, protein, fats, vitamin, mineral, and water. Yes, regarding this thing, the diet, I know all of us has want to like go on a diet and everything. Just remember again, portion control is very important. If you like completely miss something, it will negatively affect your health. You can get sick. So remember to have portion control. Then we have, which of the following is a vital practice for food safety? Yes, Manal, it was three. Yes, again three. Very good. To get a wide range of vitamins and minerals, doctor recommend eating only green vegetables, different color food. Yes, different fruits and vegetables. The more colorful your plate looks like, the more nutrients it will contain. Okay. Again, in the tubes, this is a picture of how your balanced diet plate should look like, fruits and vegetables. And this, the colored region will also show the portion. Okay. So the food and fruit and vegetable is have more portion. Then we have meat, fish, and other sources of the protein. Then the carbs, which are rice, potatoes, pasta, and bread, milk and dairy. And see, there is a portion for the like sweets and unhealthy thing, but it is very less as compared to the other. Okay. Now, food performs three main jobs in our body. Complete the table. Okay, so they provide energy. Energy is used to perform the daily tasks and activities. Then we have growth and repair. Why growth and repair is important in our body? Anyone? Why do you guys think that the food that growth and gives growth and repair the body and the cells and everything, why is it important? No one? Okay, I will give the answer. You guys can note it down so it will be like beneficial for you guys to recall later. The growth and repair is done by the food, the energy, because to build and repair the tissues, the muscles, the bones, and the cells, for the repairing and to build of the body, the inside of the body, okay, and protection. Protection from what? Food provides energy, it like repairs, it helps in boosting the immunity. But why are we using the food for the protection purposes? No one knows. Yes, to protect from the disease. Uh, because if our health is good, if our health is like the immunity is good, we can be protected from several diseases. Not only the health related diseases, but other. Give me a second, everyone. Okay, so there is one thing that the portion control is very important, because otherwise the person can get obese. Obese is like being overweight. Okay, according to the being overweight, according to your height and weight, the weight is like way too much as it should be. So obesity is the major risk factor of many diseases. Okay, so these diseases can be heart disease, diabetes, anything, and obesity is like very causative factor of several diseases. And yes, we need the food to help to provide protection against the diseases. Okay, list two things why you should check what you should check on a food label before buying a snack from the canteen. Date of expiry, yes, perfect. Yeah. And other thing, date of expiry is very important. Halal, haram. Do you guys have haram products in Sri Lanka? Yes, if you are in an area where there are haram products, yes, of course. Okay, so this next thing I think should you guys check is the nutritional information. However, I don't think it is that important, but if you are on a diet or trying to consume healthy diet, then yes, you can check the nutritional information. But the actual answer is the date of expiry. Okay, the nutritional roadmap. Just like your nervous system sends signals to move, your digestive system sends nutrition to your cells. Okay, first is selection. Choose a balanced. Okay, first we are going to select what we are consuming, the food we are consuming. Okay, as it should be colorful, it should be full of nutrients, and it should be according to the image I shared earlier. Second is the safety check. If we are consuming anything store bought, then we should obviously wash it before and check for the expiry. And if it is like home cooked, then try to warm it again. Okay, this comes under the quality control. Then when both of the things have happened, then we have the digestion. What we do is we consume the food, and when we consume the food, that digestive system starts working, which is the food gets broken down into several pieces. The nutrients get separated, the excretory or the waste gets separated, and it's like excretes out from the body. Then we have the absorption. The nutrients which were separated, they then gets absorbed into the body, and they enter the bloods, and they like reach the areas where they are required. And lastly, we have target. The nutrient reach the musculoskeletal system to provide the ATP for the movement. Again, the food we consume, it provides energy and it goes into the areas where it is required. And since we are studying the musculoskeletal, so it goes into the in that particular area to provide the ATP for the movement. And this is it, everyone. Best of luck. If there are any questions you guys want to ask, please ask away. Or if there are any things which I have not included in this session and you want to like have an idea or want to clear your concepts, then you guys can reach me through WhatsApp or through email. I have shared my email in the first page of the tudes. This one. So, any questions, anyone? Hello? Am I audible? No questions. Okay. Okay. So, if there is nothing, so shall we conclude our session? Okay, Ramla. By the way, when do you guys have your health exam? Acha, okay, okay. So you didn't get the date sheets yet. Okay. So I guess this is it from 17th of February. Okay. So best of luck everyone. Try not to worry. These exams are these exams are temporary. I was also not good in like the O levels and everything, but now since I'm in university, I like I love to study. So if it's fine if you do not get scored good, anything doesn't matter. But still, best of luck, everyone. And yes, this is it from my side. Again, I will share the PPT in the group, and if there are any questions, you guys can reach to me personally. Okay. Good night.